Please be seated. Your Excellency, Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, President of the Republic of Namibia.
Well, a very good morning to you, and yours. Thank you so much for joining us. We're coming to you live from State House this morning. We, of course, were expecting the President of the Republic of Namibia, Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, to make an announcement shortly. Now, while the details of the announcement, of course, are not officially confirmed yet, media suggests that the President may be announcing, a new list of members to join the deputy ministers to support the current cabinet support, or rather structure. And for now, we of course wait for those remarks to be made officially, after which we'll bring, of course, the reactions and as well speak to some of the newly appointed deputy ministers, or rather those leaders who are going to be appointed today, and also just to understand what it means to them and what this also could mean in terms of governance and service delivery in Namibia. For now, we hand you over to the Director of Ceremonies, that is Ambassador Boni Haufiku, who's the Chief of Protocol here at State House, to lead us into the program, as well as give us the details of what we're expecting as well this morning. For now, we're right back after a short break. Of course, the program starts right now.
Please take your seats. Thank you, Director of Ceremonies. Your Excellency, Comrade Lucia Vetboy, Vice President. Your Lordship Peter Shivute, Chief Justice. Honorable Cabinet members present. Secretary to the Cabinet, esteemed service chiefs, advisors, government officials, executive directors, members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. I have to clarify at the onset that we are seeing the absence of members of cabinet, members of parliament from this important event today. That is because our parliament is in session, and tomorrow being a Good Friday, our parliament has to meet in the morning. Hence their absence, but many of them, they wanted it to be here. So I want this to be very clear. Having said that, when I assumed the office on the 21st of March 2025, I appointed the cabinet of the 8th administration, and I also did some adjustments to some ministries and government agencies. Those changes were done for a purpose to enable us to serve our people better in the circumstances that faced us. You also recall, during the 2025 regional and local authority elections, when I was appealing to the Namibian people to go and vote, I also said to them, you must know the people you are going to give me to work with as members of the National Council that will conclude the structure of the 8th administration, and some of them are potential deputy ministers. The Namibian Constitution is very clear that the President appoints ministers from the National Assembly. Also, the President has given the power to appoint deputy ministers from the National Council, while the President can appoint ministers and deputy ministers from the National Assembly. And for me, to ensure a fair balance between the Parliament and the Executive, I reserved some of the positions for deputy ministers until the new National Council is constituted. Today, I'm pleased to welcome you to State House as I announced appointments for the deputy ministers, but also the first year was a year of experience, which I have experienced together with the Vice President as the head of the presidency on how we can manage our highest office in the land. Accordingly, today I will appoint a minister in the presidency and deputy ministers in our 8th administration in accordance with Article 32(3)(I) of the Namibian Constitution. I'm also going to announce that I have appointed an advisor to the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs in accordance with Article 32(3)(A) of the Namibian Constitution, read together with the provisions of the Special Advisors and Regional Governors Appointment Act No. 6 of 1990. This occasion is not merely the fulfillment of the constitutional obligation. It's a reaffirmation of our collective duty to serve the people of Namibia with diligence, integrity, discipline, and unwavering patriotism or love to our country. Those appointments are intended to further strengthen the executive arm of our state. They must be understood within the broader context of accelerating implementation, improving institutional coordination, and ensuring that government programs translate into tangible improvement in the daily lives of our people. Ladies and gentlemen, following the 2025 Regional Council and Local Authority election, the Namibian people granted the SWAPO party a renewed and overwhelming mandate to govern. Therefore, those appointments are mostly drawn from National Council, which is composed of representatives from the sub-national government, directly elected by the people in their respective constituencies. Is made to tap from regional expertise and expand representation within the executive, ensuring that governance remain an inclusive and responsive. As a nation is characterized by diverse, and it's our duty to transcend those differences and use them as a foundation for strength, embracing inclusive leadership and people who can serve to the best of their ability. It is in this context and in fulfillment of my constitutional responsibility that I have the honor to appoint the following distinguished individuals in the said portfolios. 1, Honorable Charles Mbita, from this room, you'll be the minister in the presidency. Honorable Moses Gomeb, Deputy Minister in the office of the Vice President. Honorable Hambele Leninjaleka, Deputy Minister, Minister of Health and Social Services. Honorable Hans Haikali, Deputy Minister, Minister of Works and Transport. Honorable Anslam Marungu, Deputy Minister, Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism. Honorable Waziri Kabaka, Deputy Minister, Minister of Information and Communication Technology. Honorable Edward Vambo, Deputy Minister, Minister of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security. Honorable Theresia Brandt, Deputy Minister, Minister of Justice and Labor Relations. And Honorable Hirma Nikanol, Advisor to the Minister of Defense and Veteran Affairs. Honorable Ministers, Deputy Ministers, and Advisor, I call upon you as leaders interested to serve public office to join the ongoing drive towards the full implementation of the 6th National Development Plan across its 4 pillars, and by clear implications to fulfill the SWAPO election manifesto. The 8th administration has been given a clear mandate by the people of Namibia to deliver measurable progress in infrastructure development, health care, safety and security, job creation, and service delivery to the public. They are not abstract commitments. They are your key performance indicators, and they will define your tenure as such. Honorable ministers and deputy ministers and advisors, let there be no misunderstanding. The responsibilities you assume today are weight, and they must not be taken lightly. Public office is a sacred duty. It demands discipline, accountability, and unrelenting focus on results. The expectations of our people are high, and that is right. You are expected to meet them with agency, competency, and integrity. Your appointments to those noble offices should be grounded in my leadership philosophy, which I really want everybody I'm appointing, everybody who agree to work within the 8th administration to adopt them and to work within them. And these are programmatism, integrity, accountability, meritocracy, and inclusivity. Even where you might start to be struggling at the beginning, make all your efforts to understand the office in which you are operating, to master it, and to make your meaningful input. Those are non-negotiable leadership philosophy I value deeply in this administration. You must place the interest of the Namibian people above personal consideration at all times. You must act ethically, govern responsibly, and deliver service efficiently and without failure. History will judge us. History will judge you not on the basis of the title you are holding, but the impact you made in the lives of the people you are called to serve. Until you take an oath, you are not the position I mentioned. And I can behave as a pastor officiating. If you feel you cannot comply with the above, please be a gentle and don't just come when you are called to take an oath. Once you come here and you take that oath, you have agreed, and the knot is being tied between you and the people of Namibia. I therefore extend my sincere congratulations to each one of you, and I wish you strength, wisdom, and success as you take up those responsibilities in the service of the nation. Once again, congratulations, and we look forward to work with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the important announcement. I'm sure the message is clear and the directives are clear. I will now outline the order of proceedings and the names as they were announced by Her Excellency the President. The Lordship, please come forward. Your Lordship Justice will first invite Honorable Charles Mobita, the Minister Designate in the Presidency, to come to take the oath of office, which will be followed by the signing of the letter of appointment. Thereafter, the newly appointed minister will proceed to the table here, to sign the letter and proceed to receive the letter of appointment by Her Excellency the President. And while you are receiving your letter, you also expected to take the official photo. Please.
Honorable Charles Movita, please. Please repeat after me and just indicate whether you're going to swear or affirm.
Affirm.
Very well.
I, Charles Movita,
Do hereby solemnly affirm
do hereby solemnly affirm
that I'll be faithful to the Republic of Namibia,
that I'll be faithful to the Republic of Namibia,
hold my office as minister with honor and dignity,
hold my office as minister with honor and dignity,
uphold,
protect,
and defend the Constitution,
and defend the Constitution,
and faithfully obey, execute, and administer the laws of the Republic of Namibia,
and administer the laws of the Republic of Namibia,
serve the people of Namibia to the best of my ability,
serve the people of Namibia to the best of my ability,
not to divulge directly or indirectly any matters brought before the Cabinet,
not divulge directly or indirectly any matters brought before the Cabinet
and entrusted to me under secrecy,
and entrusted unto me under secrecy,
and perform the duties of my office and the functions entrusted to me by the President,
and perform the duties of my office and the functions entrusted to me by the President
conscientiously, and to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability.
Please raise your right hand and say, "So I affirm."
So I affirm.
Thank you.
Please, Minister Designate, go and receive your letter, and thereafter take your official photo with the President. Yes. I now invite all deputy ministers designate who were announced today to take the oath of office simultaneously and administered by the Lordship, the Chief Justice. Please come. In the order you were called up, just line up here, please.
Right, please repeat after me by stating your full names as they appear on the form, and also by indicating whether you're going to swear or solemnly affirm. So, we'll start. I do hereby
Swear
that I'll be faithful to the Republic of Namibia,
that I'll be faithful to the Republic of Namibia,
hold my office as Deputy Minister with honor and dignity,
hold my office as Deputy Minister with honor and dignity,
uphold, protect and defend the Constitution,
protect and defend the Constitution,
and faithfully obey,
execute,
and administer the laws of the Republic of Namibia,
and administer the laws of the Republic of Namibia,
serve the people of Namibia to the best of my ability,
serve the people of Namibia to the best of my ability,
not diverge directly or indirectly any matters brought before the Cabinet,
not divulge directly or indirectly any matters brought before the Cabinet
and entrusted to me under secrecy,
and entrusted to me under secrecy,
and perform the duties of my office
and perform the duties of my office
and the functions entrusted to me by the President
and the functions entrusted to me by the President
conscientiously
consciously
and to the best of my ability.
and to the best of my ability.
Those that have sworn, raise your right hand and state, "So help me God."
So help me God.
And the one that has affirmed, raise your right hand and say, "So I affirm." Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So please be seated. So I will call you one by one so that you can come and sign the oath. Honorable Deputy Minister Moses Kungub. Yes, I thought I got it right. Please go and receive your letter, and later you take up the official photo. Thank you. The next in line is Ambeleleni Njaleka, Deputy Minister of Health and Social Services. Thank you. The next is Hans Haikali, Deputy Minister of Works and Transport. Thank you. The next is Honorable Anselm Marungu, Deputy Minister of Environment and Forestry and Tourism. The next is Wenzel Kawaka, Deputy Minister of Information and Communication Technology. Next is Honorable Edward Alfred Bambu. Next, Honorable Inesia Teresia Brandt, Deputy Minister of Justice, Labor Relations. Following the swearing in of minister and deputy ministers, I would also like to invite Honorable Hilma Nikan, appointed as a special advisor to the Minister of Defense, to move forward to receive her letter of appointment. So please be seated. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, let's again congratulate them, the Minister, the Deputy Minister, and the advisor who have been appointed today. The program was very short. Following the conclusion of the first part of the program, now, last but not least, the President is inviting all of the distinguished guests to the reception. So, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, you are all invited. We have come almost to the end of our ceremony. Please stand or rise for the Africa Union and national anthem, and from that we will have an official photo for all the appointed ministers and advisor. Then we enjoy the reception in this hall just behind. Thank you. National. Thank you. Let's, Your Excellency, official photo first. For all those who have been appointed with the President. Join the President for the official photo, plus the Vice President, the Chief Justice, and Secretary to Cabinet.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We've, of course, now observed what was perhaps a rumor, and now we can confirm that, of course, it is true. Of course, according to what we've just observed this morning, the President has announced officially, of course, appointing leaders to strengthen Namibia's executive structure. We've now seen Dr. Charles Mbita, who has been appointed as a minister in the presidency, while Hilma Nicanor takes the role of the advisor of the Minister of Defense. Now, in addition, 7 deputy ministers have been appointed to assist cabinet ministers across key ministries that, of course, we have seen. That is a Ministry of Health and Services, now deputized by Hambeleni Jaleka. Hans Haikali, who is now deputizing in the Ministry of Works and Transport. Anselma Murungu will be Deputy Minister of Environment, Forestry and Tourism. Moses Kumu, who is now going to serve as the Deputy Minister in the Office of the Vice President. And Wenzel Kabaka, Information and Communication Technology Ministry, will be, of course, deputized by him. And Edward Alfred Mwambo, Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security. So he will be deputizing that ministry, Edward Alfred Mwambo. And lastly, Inencia Teresa Brandt will be serving as Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Justice and Labour Relations. Now, these appointments, of course, are designed to provide additional leadership support, ensure effective implementation in quite a lot of government programs that the current government already currently have going on. So this, of course, is just to set more support into those ministries that are currently already existing and we're only, of course, led by the minister, the executive director, and of course senior officials in the government. And of course also, most importantly, is to approve service delivery to Namibians, of course, was one of the strongest messages that the President has, of course, mentioned early this morning, while, of course, appointing those ministers and deputy ministers. Now, with us this morning, we have our first, of course, person to speak to, who is Hilma Nicanor, who will be now serving as the advisor to the Ministry of Defense. Honorable, congratulations to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
How does this moment feel like for you?
Well, as a cadre in this country who has been there to serve the people of this country, I can only thank Her Excellency, the President of the Republic of Namibia, Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, for again offering me this opportunity to go back to the work and do the work and serve the Namibian people through the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs.
Absolutely. We know that the Defense Ministry, of course, have been, a lot of debates, has caused a lot of debates in Parliament especially. In your role as advisory, how will you be able to, or how will you, be entrusting the Namibians to actually also support national defense priorities?
As is known, the mandate of the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs is that of a defense force that would secure the national integrity of our country and, of course, the defense of our country, but also is the ministry that is charged to look after the well-being of those who fought and liberated this country. That's the veterans of the national liberation struggle, as well as to preserve our glorious history of our liberation struggle.
Absolutely. What perhaps would be your key priorities, heading into your role as advisor to the Ministry of Defense? What are some of the key priorities that you want to focus on first?
As a person that is not new to the ministry, my focus will be on ensuring that our laws, our policies benefit particularly the veterans of the liberation struggle, but that we also have a force, a formidable force, defense force that is of our country, issues of budgets, to ensure that the ministry is well funded in order to be able to execute its mandate.
Yeah.
And this is my areas of focus when advising the Honorable Minister of Defense and Veterans Affairs.
Your message to Namibians finally as you step into the new
My
role?
message to the Namibian people as I step into the ministry is that Namibia continue to make strides. And particularly the 8th administration of our country, in the words of our president, Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, who always have made it very clear that those who are entrusted to the positions of responsibility should do things business unusual. So the government is then therefore there to make sure that services are delivered to the people. And this is the hope and inspiration I want to give to our fellow Namibians.
Ms. Hilma Nikanor, thank you so much. Congratulations on your appointment. Wish you all the best in your tenure.
Most welcome, and thank you for it.
Absolutely. Hilma Nikanor serves as the advisor of the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, of course, and so, of course is known as a veteran of the SWAPO party. Of course, have served for quite a long time, and of course, what she promises is that she, of course, will be making sure that some of the areas of discussion that are already currently existing, that is in terms of budget, of course, aligned to the Ministry of Defense and of course, Defense, will be, of course, perhaps well discussed to make sure that the funds of the country that are being designated to the Ministry of Defense are well positioned. Now, we'll also continue to bring you more conversations of the newly appointed deputy ministers as well as the Minister of Defense. What we do know now is looking at the previous previous roles that some of the new appointees have gotten. Dr. Charles Mupita, of course, now served as Deputy Minister of Defense and now serves as the Minister in the Presidency. Of course, they are still going to be looking at how are those roles going to be filled, and for the most part, most of the roles that are being filled by the deputy ministers are those that were served by regional councillors that, of course, have existed, and now, of course, perhaps are expecting by-elections to be held anytime soon. But for now, let's bring you another conversation that we want to speak to one of the new appointees. Congratulations to you. Thank you so much. How does this moment feel like to you?
No, the moment was a very great moment. It's a real opportunity that is coming your way, and all it demands is service delivery. The people of Namibia is expecting services, and we cannot just fail them on the services. So we have committed ourselves, we have pledged that we will just deliver service, nothing else.
Absolutely. As you step into your new role, what should the Namibians perhaps expect from you in terms of your first key priorities that you will head into as you head into this the role as Deputy Minister, and also just what can they really expect in terms of the new key priorities that you want to focus on?
The key priorities in my new role is we must understand one thing. It's a continuation of systems and process that was already there. So we will just step in that offices to just assess our ministers and our president so that we can just achieve the greater goal that has been set by the Namibians. The expectation is very high, and in the ministry that I have just assigned to or deployed to, there are serious challenges that we have to focus on. If one can maybe mention one such an area is national documents are a big challenge. Now, if people don't have national documents, and at the end of the day they have to benefit from the system and from the resources, it's a requirement. You must be a Namibian. So the only way is we must make sure that people are registered and having documentation that is. And another thing is also in the same ministry, what we are seeing is there are some challenges in terms of domestic violence, the abuse of women and children, human trafficking. Those are the challenges that we have to focus on. And these are the things that the Namibian people want to see must be improved. People need security. People want to be safe in their houses. People want to be safe in their country. It is where we are.
Absolutely. Of course, politics is not new in your portfolio. You served, of course, in the urban or the Rehoboth Urban East constituency. Perhaps to the role that you're now leaving behind. What is your message to those that, of course, we're hoping that you, of course, would continue to, of course, contribute to that area of development in the Rehoboth East constituency?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. You see, there is no role that I have just neglected. Now, what will happen is I have to double my efforts. The constituency still needs me. The constituency still needs my advice. The constituency still needs to be developed. Yep. There are shortcomings, there are backlogs that we have to focus on, that we have to do. So the thing is, we have to now, I have to balance now between the responsibilities that I'm just having. Yep. Having a constituency councillor, a deputy minister that is supposed to save the whole nation. Also, I must also say I'm in the House of Review. There are also laws that is speaking directly to the people, that the needs of the people on the ground. So those are the things that I have to focus on. So my focus, I must sharpen up my focus. I must just research it. I must know what is happening. I cannot just say I know everything. It's a learning curve, and it's a long life learning. So there is a bigger role, and that role, what I'm just seeing, is more consultation with the people, engagement with the communities, because participatory democracy starts at the bottom line, at the grassroots. And for that one has to make sure that you are in touch with your constituents as well as with the nation. So what's happening?
Absolutely. Now, to the ministry that you are now joining, it as a Home Affairs. What is perhaps your? How do you feel about joining Honourable Lucia Ipumbu, who's of course currently minister, and the entire staff of the Ministry of Home Affairs? How do you feel about joining them and actually going to be taking up the role as big as this? Of course, we know that safety and security is one of the perhaps the key priorities that you are going to be perhaps upholding. What is your hope and look into the future for that?
My hope and what I'm just seeing in the ministry is I followed the ministry for some time as a Namibian and see what the people are doing, and what I'm just observing, the people are moving collectively. Safety and security is together with the minister. They are reaching out to the communities. They are doing what they are supposed to do. And that is what I have just observed in the ministry, and that is the peak that I have to join. And I will definitely give my 100% to support their efforts, because I have seen it's in the positive direction. They are pulling in the one direction.
Absolutely.
That is what I
Finally, your message to Namibians as you step into the new role as Deputy Minister.
The Namibians, I must just say, congratulate the Namibians for the elections that is conducting always democratically and freely and fair. Every Namibian is participating in such, and it is after elections that we are having these systems, the government, the executive and the legislature and the judiciary. So I must say, people must keep supporting the administration that is there, because whatever we will achieve, it is for the betterment of all the Namibians, and we must just focus on that one. We all want to see a better Namibia. We all want to see for our generations to come that they are having the safety nets. That's what we want to see. And there is a global family that we also have to appreciate. I have just recently attended the SATEC committee on health and so on, education and so on. And there is a real need that we have to soldier on, and seriously soldier on to address the issues that the African people are facing. The Africans, which we are part of, are facing some problems, and we have to join the head of state to get solutions. So we must not sit and now expect now from solutions will come from somewhere. We must be part of the solutions. That is my invitation to the Namibians. Let the Namibian people join us so that we can just find solutions for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Mr. Edward, and congratulations once again. We wish you all the best in your tenure.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Now, that was Alfred Wambo, who is now going to serve as Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Home Affairs, Immigration, Safety and Security. Of course, who served as recently as a regional councillor for the Rehoboth urban constituency, and now stepping to a new role as a Deputy Minister. And of course, speaking quite, visionary of what he hopes to change and also improve in terms of the services expected for the Ministry of Home Affairs, rather going largely into the Namibians, of course, are expecting this. Now we speak to, of course, one of the more appointees that we, of course, have seen earlier today. Congratulations to you. Thank you so much for joining us. And how do you feel for you've gotten this appointment?
Thank you very much. Very excited. I've never saw it coming, so I'm surprised as well.
Yeah.
But surprised in a good way. That the message of the president was quite clear. It's services to the people, and those portfolios that we've been given, it's not about us, but it's about service.
Absolutely. Stepping into a new role as Deputy Minister, what do you hope to change in that ministry that you'll be serving, and what are perhaps some of your key focuses that you want to address first?
Okay, I haven't been in the office yet, so I don't know what was happening before.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful that, and also very positive, that the division of the indigenous minorities, there are also capable leaders already in that structure.
Yeah.
So it's basically about looking at what is not working from their perspective, where we have challenges to improve.
Yeah.
And basically, education has proven as one of the catalysts that can change the world.
Yeah.
So therefore, my focus will be not entirely on education, but speaking from the distance, I can say we could do better on education.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about your previous role. Coming into this new role. Of course, regional councillor. Just talk to us about what it means, coming from that role to now Deputy Minister. What do you have to say for those responsibilities that you still, were unable now to continue with, stepping into the new role?
Actually, how it was explained and how we have seen it, it's actually not that there will be any duty that we are going to be unable.
Yeah.
But if we look at it, it's basically just a continuation with just a different portfolio and different areas. But it's also add value because where we come from, it's from the constituencies, and that's where the indigenous minorities are.
Yeah.
And basically having a first-hand experience on the ground and coming to the office, you can always match the challenges that are there and try to come up with solutions towards those problems. So it's a very good position to be in terms of having a first-hand information.
Finally, your message to Namibians as you step into this new role. What is your message to them, and what can they expect from you?
Well, what I can expect is the continuation of what was already there,
Yeah.
but of course with a renewed and a different dimension from which we can look at the things, triangulated viewpoint from the things to enhance so that we deliver services to the people. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Kumuk.
You're
Wish you all the best in your new role, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Moses Kumuk joins, of course, the new executive, serving now as the Deputy Minister in the office of the Vice President. He was talking to us about how he feels about this new role and also his expectations moving forward into this role. Now speak to, of course, the new Minister in the office of the President, Dr. Charles Mubita. Doctor, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations. Just talk to us about perhaps your expression to what we just witnessed this morning.
Well, it's exciting.
So the April Fool's joke is actually true. Just raise your mic for me a little bit.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, well, yesterday was April Fool's Day, so I could not answer anything. Today is a different day altogether. Yeah, well, it's an excitement, but in politics, every other day should be an excitement because it's the day that you deliver services to the people.
Yeah. You're coming from a role of Deputy Minister of Defence. Just talk to us perhaps your experience there, if you just share in brief, and also your hope for what the role, what's going to be, what the role that still needs to be done in that role that you just left.
Well, I had a pleasant, very beautiful experience at Ministry of Defence and Veteran Affairs. But what I can say is there are a lot of challenges. We need to bring our defence force to a level of professionalism. There's a lot of lack of proper equipment. So we need to up our budget that side. Same for the veterans. The veterans are close to my heart.
Yeah.
They are me, I am them.
Of course.
So it's heartbreaking for me to leave, but I'm taking their issues with me coming to State House.
Absolutely.
I'm not abandoning them. I'm going to be with them. Well, here it is an honor for me to be able to assist the president in the governance of the country.
Absolutely. Talk to us perhaps just immediately, perhaps thinking of some of the new priorities or roles that you hope to perhaps tackle or start already taking up as you head into this new role as a minister in the presidency.
Well, firstly, I think it's policy analysis. We need to analyze the interface between the office of the president and the various ministries, offices, and enterprises, and all the stakeholders, including, of course, all political parties. So one has to understand those things so that one can advise better, and then we can move forward proper. For me, the priorities of this office is to make sure that the entire Namibia, left from north to south, east to west, is developed. Yeah. And every Namibian is not found wanting. Every Namibian should feel independent, not only in terms of stability, but independent in terms of being able to have a proper life. The well-being of our people should come first.
Coordination, I think, is also one of the perhaps bigger responsibilities or tasks that the ministry in the Office of the Presidency is also going to be taking on. Already having seen or having been a deputy minister, of course, also a member of cabinet, do you think that it's going to be an easy role to perhaps make sure that all the ministries that currently exist in the Republic of Namibia will be perhaps an easy task for you to take on, to bring all those ministries together and assist the president in, of course, making sure that services are delivered, and the president also is, of course, happy with all this that's being done?
You are right. Coordination is one of my key responsibilities, to coordinate all cabinet ministries in terms of their functions and their output. It might not be an easy task at the beginning, but every other minister and every other ministry has a duty to ensure that they cooperate and they toe the line of the presidency. So the presidency will be there to make sure that everybody else is aligned to what is needed to be done, what is needed to be achieved by the Earth administration.
Absolutely. Your message to Namibians as you step into the new role?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right.
All I can say is thank you.
Thank you so much. All right. Dr. Charles Mbita, who now serves as Minister in the Office of the Presidency, was just talking to us about his excitement, of course, behind the appointment, as well as what his key priority areas will be focused on. We now speak to, of course, now former regional councillor and now the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Health and Social Services, Honorable Njaleka. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations to you. What does this moment feel like for you?
Thank you. It's really an exciting event. I think Namibia is making history, and we are here to serve.
Absolutely. You are, of course, coming from a portfolio of a regional councillor. Just talk to us about, perhaps what, of course, with the many responsibilities that you already had, of course, vision that you also had in improving the town of Namimus. Talk to us about what it feels like now, and perhaps your hope to that person who's going to fill that portfolio. What is the task that they are, of course, having ahead of what you just left behind?
I think for me as a regional councillor now, and the responsibilities that comes is that there's definitely a need for us to ensure that the mandate that we have to ensure the socio-economic lives of our residents, our people, are at their satisfaction, so to say. So at the constituency level, we have recognized structures of government, and one of that is the CDC, Constituency Development Committees. We need to strengthen those committees in the health particular, there is advisory district hospitals committees. These are one of the structures that I love to work with going forward.
You're joining a very critical, a rather crucial ministry, the Ministry of Health and Social Services. What are your perhaps key priorities that you would like to see change, or perhaps want to help improve the current minister, Dr. Esperanza Lubindao, and actually making sure that service is delivered and health, of course, it becomes an accessible, perhaps a mandate, rather a very important thing for all Namibians to have?
I don't bring anything new with me. I came to learn and to make sure that the strategic goals and the plans that are already in place by the Ministry of Health and Social Services are executed. It has its own mandate. For me, as a Deputy Minister, is to align myself and to be able to learn and to grow together with the team.
The message briefly to Namibians as you step into the new role as Deputy Minister?
I think thank you that the President, on behalf of the Namibian nation, has seen the trust to appoint us. And so in the Ministry of Health, for us is to make sure that the health facilities are accessible and quality service delivery. Of course, in unity and in faith, we'll be able to do that.
Thank you so much. Congratulations once again. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
All right. I was Hambeleni Susan Jaleka, who now serves as the Deputy Minister in the Ministry of Health and Social Services, just giving us her take as well on what to expect from her as she steps into a new role. Of course, continue to bring you those reactions as well as what to expect from more Deputy Ministers that have been appointed earlier today. Congratulations to you. Thank you so much for joining us. How do you feel?
I'm very much delighted for the President to entrust me with such a huge responsibility of appointing me as a Deputy Minister within the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, you're stepping into a ministry that, of course, also is very crucial to making sure that information is well disseminated, that all Namibians also have equal services when it comes to digitalization as far as technology, communications and all that. What is your key priorities heading into this new role? What is your first task?
My key priority, the very first thing that I have to look at, this ministry is the one that is keeping the government, giving the information of the government.
That's right.
And also to formulate policy of ICT. So those will be my priority, but since I'm new, I first have to go report myself to the ministry. Then from there, we will see what we can do.
Absolutely. Again, you're also not new to politics, of course.
No, I'm not new to politics. I have been in politics when I was 18 years.
Yes, right.
So I have come through all the structures, yes.
And the recent portfolio, of course, Oshombinde Constituency Regional Councillor,
yes.
You, of course, were busy already having plans for that role. You, of course, leave now a space behind for a new councillor to come in. What is your hope for them as they come into that new position that you just left behind?
No, that is a misunderstanding that is in there. I'm not leaving Oshombinde Constituency as a regional councillor for Oshombinde Constituency. I will serve as a regional councillor for Oshombinde Constituency,
right.
A member of the Maheke Regional Council, member of the 7th National Council, and also as a deputy minister.
Right.
So I'm having those 4 portfolios that I have to carry on my shoulder.
That's quite a lot of tasks.
Yeah, it's quite a lot of tasks.
But how does it feel to, of course, then take up all of these tasks, heading into the new role as now Deputy Minister of Information?
Yeah, the biggest key here is service delivery. Yeah. So in all those portfolios, they are aligned together, all of them. So, but the biggest issue is service delivery. Our community needs, our people down there, they need service delivery. We will make sure that our people are getting service that they have voted for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Perhaps your message to Namibians as you step into the new role?
The message to the Namibian is that one of my key responsibilities is to keep the Namibian nation informed. We will keep the Namibian nation informed with the correct information that is coming to them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wenzel Kavaka, thank you so much, and congratulations. We wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Mr. Kavaka will serve as the Deputy Minister of course, in the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, who now, of course, has just made it known to us that while carrying so many responsibilities or other portfolios as a regional councillor and as well as a Deputy Minister, although there must be a lot of tasks, of course, hopes to carry out the tasks quite easily and, of course, quite swiftly as well. Now, those reactions were, of course, some that were very warming to listen to from the ministries or the deputy ministers that were appointed earlier today. And those, of course, is what was also in addition to today's appointments, which is the advisory position to the Ministry of Defence, as well as the Minister in the Office of the Presidency here at State House, which is now taken up by Dr. Charles Mubita. This is the live broadcast that brought to you earlier today, as well as the reactions of what has been, of course, the appointment of that is new deputy ministers, one minister, as well as an advisor of the Minister of Defence here at State House. That totals it to 9 positions that were, of course, made earlier this morning here at State House. Of course, going to continue to bring you all updates as that's happening in and around the country right here on NBC1. Thank you so much for watching. For myself, John Ikonja, and the entire crew bringing this live broadcast from State House. Good morning. Of course, stay with NBC for more news updates.